welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and today we're going to show something that's needed to be done for a long time on my Grizzly G0602 lathe, and that is replacing the oiler, ball oilers, with cap oilers. I'm going to attempt to do something to my lathe that I don't think I've seen anybody do yet. Of course, I haven't looked either. But I wanted to kind of go over a couple things before I start this video. This is something that needs to be said, and you know, at the risk of pissing somebody off and losing subscribers, I really don't want to lose any subscribers, but my subscribers need to know that this is a shop. If you're watching my channel because you are watching a clean shop, you're watching my channel for the wrong reason. I clean my shop. Me and my old lady come out here after the day's done. Now, we don't do it every single night, but we come in here with a little paintbrush. You see all these brushes right here? All these brushes. We have a 1-inch, a 2-inch, and a 3-inch. And we have one in every station. We got one at the lathe of all three. Well, two on the lathe. And we've got these beside the drill press. I've got them beside the bandsaw hung up. And I've got them at the mill. And we come in here with the shop vac, and we come through here and we brush everything off. And but I don't need people pressuring me to clean my shop when I already do it. Just because you don't see me doing it doesn't mean I don't do it. You know, I keep my shop clean. Now, when I'm in the middle of a job, or if I'm doing two different jobs at the same time, yes, things get a little cluttered. But it's a shop. It's not your house. It's not the inside of your bathroom or your kitchen or your living room. It's a shop. It's supposed to be dirty to a certain extent. So if you're watching my channel because you want to make sure I have a clean shop, please unsubscribe, because I'm not here to show you how to clean a shop. I'm here to show you how to make things out of junk. I'm here to show you how you can take things that you wouldn't think belongs in a certain setting and change it to make it work for something else when it's outlived its usefulness as what it was made and intended for to begin with. So, you know, with that said, I hope I don't lose no subscribers over this, but, you know, it's just something that needs to be said. I don't like people doing that to me. You know, some people act like I'm not doing what I do normally. And just because you don't see it doesn't mean I don't do it. So, but my shop is clean now. Now this here area behind me, where I keep all my screws, bolts, nuts, washers, everything. This is my go-to place. This is the orphan home for everything that needs to be put into something that's going to be working. I would scroll you down here, but I'm trying out a new camera today. I'm trying to get the sound on all my videos a little bit better for you guys. Now, right now, I'm using a JVC camcorder that has the reverse screen so I can see what you guys see. And I have sacrificed a few things that I have come accustomed to on my videos. I like wide angle. I like to be able to position my camera where it can get the most out of the video. It's just the way I like doing videos. I just like them wide angle, so everything, you get the most in the picture. with this camera, I have sacrificed that, and it's not a wide angle lens. Now I'm going to look and see if I can find a wide angle lens for it. But there's also the other aspect of this camera that is going to be hard for me to live with. Number one is it's pretty bulky, and in order to do my videos, then go in and upload them to the computer and start editing my videos, now I've got like 3 more steps to do before I can actually get to the editing part. The SD card is mounted underneath the camera, right beside where it mounts onto the screw to hold it on the tripod. And in order to get that SD card out to take it into the computer, I have to actually unscrew it from the tripod, turn it upside down, flip the little plastic or rubber cover, and then take my SD card out, and then reverse the situation, or reverse the process after I've got all the information off of the SD card. I don't have a cord to just take the whole tripod into the house and upload it to the computer. You know, it's got one of them weird plugs. JVC did not do anybody any favors by changing the style of plug. Most of them are mini USBs. Not this one. This one's a weird plug. But anyway, tell me how this is doing for you guys. Let me know if this sound is a little better. Now, I do have my air conditioner on now, and I don't know if it picks that up very good. Like I said, this is my first time using this. But I'm going to go ahead and get set up and show you what I'm going to be doing. Alright, so now we're over here to the lathe, and I ordered these new ones because I didn't feel like I was getting any oil down in on my spindle. And I think I'm getting a little bit, but I don't know for sure. So I ordered these little bad boys right here. It's got the ball oiler in it, and I don't like them. I hate them. They're hard to get oil in them, or oil. So I went ahead and took this one out right here. So I wanted to show how you get those out. Now, they put the sticker just a little bit on the edge of that one, but we're going to show you how we do that. What I've done is took a drill bit. Now, what this is they have machined this to where the ball doesn't go through the hole. And there's a little spring in underneath there. They put the ball in, then they put the spring in it, and then it looks like they just crimped this over so the spring wouldn't come back out. So basically, I've gotten a drill bit that is a little bit bigger than the ball, so that the ball would pop back up. Now, it didn't pop out, but I was still able to do this process. So we've got one out, so let's go ahead and do the next one. Maybe this one will pop out like the other one. So I just push down on the ball and drill this out. Alright, and then it pops. Alright, so then I take a screw just like that, and I will screw that down into that. Now, a couple years ago, I made this tool right here. just took a big old screwdriver and bent it and then cut that so that I could use it for a pry bar. I don't remember what I used it for, but that's it. And basically I just take a block and set that right there, and then I'll reach in underneath that. But since this screw is leaning in this direction, we want to come over here on this side so that it pulls it the other way. And then we'll just press that out. Just like that. And that's how you get the ball oilers out. Now yes, it destroys them, but there's no way to get these out without destroying them. So now I can take the spring out and the ball bearing and use that for something else. So that'll go in my orphan pile. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make this style oiler. And we're going to make them out of brass, and we're going to make them so that they sit there like that, and we're going to make a cap that goes on it that sets down on it to keep shavings from going down in it. So we're going to get set up on the lathe and start making our oilers. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and drill this. I got, let's see here. I've got a 5/8 stock of brass, and we're going to drill a 1/2 inch hole in it. Now I've already drilled out a hole, pilot hole, when I was using this for something else, so that just happened to have that hole in it. So we're going to go ahead and drill that out, and we're going to go in basically 3/4 of an inch. So to make sure that we go in at the right depth, what we're going to do is we're going to take some tape here, and we're going to put a piece of tape around this drill bit to mimic our stop. Be nice if I had DRO on this, but them things you can't hardly see them, the graduation marks. So basically we're just going to go in here and just kind of eyeball it to where we want to go. And that's going to be our stop. Now we're going to make 2 of the big ones, and let's see, 1, 2, 2 of the little ones, actually 4 of the big ones. We got to make some for the cross slide here, but I'm not sure how I want to do that. Anyway, let's get started. Remember, always turn your chuck. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to use this as our template, the old one, and figure out what size we need the bottom. So I've got that set to where it's just a hair, just loosely fit. That way we know it's big enough. So now we need to figure out how deep we want to go. So what I've done is I'm going to go as deep as this flat spot on here, not the cone. So I'm just going to lay that on there, figure out where I'm going to be. And right there looks about right. Now I'm going to set my indicator here. I've got an indicator underneath here, and I'm going to set it at 0. So now I've had it set to where it went in too many zeros. Alright, so let's go back here and try this one more time. I only want it to go about halfway around the dial before it hits zeros, so that I don't have to count turns. So now when we come back, we're not going all the way around on the dial. So now we know where we need to stop. So now I've got my caliper set for how big around we want the insert. So now we'll go ahead and turn that. Now that we've got that taken care of, now we're going to file it. Now this here you got to be really careful with when you're that close to the chuck. You do not want to hit that chuck. And all I did was just put a little nipple there, indent. So now we can go and use our little drill bit. Now I don't know what size I used, but it's the smallest one in my index that I bought from Lowe's. So if you want to know what size drill bit I'm using, go to Lowe's, buy that, and then look at what size it is. Oh Lord. Expensive information, ain't it? Alright. So now we've got our hole drilled. Now we get to test it out. And it fits nice and snug. So I'm probably going to use some blue Loctite on them also. So now I'm going to make all 4 of these, and we'll be back. Alright, so now we've got these made. That one there I got just a little bit too small, but it fits tight enough that, you know, now this one is where I can just kind of tap it down in there. Let me get my hammer. Now I want to protect that from the elements, so I'm going to take this wood and we're going to put it on there. We're just going to tap it down in there. And there it is. So now that we've got our oilers made, now I'm going to have to put something on that to shim it a little bit. Because I don't like it being that loose. Probably just use some blue Loctite. Actually, I have a better idea. I'm going to use this gasket maker and put a little dab on there. Because I want to be able to take these back out, so. So we'll just push that down in there, and then later I can just come in there and trim that. And that'll work. I don't know how I got it too small, but I did. A little, just barely. I mean, it needs to be another thousandth on it. I took a thousandth off of it that shouldn't have been taken off. So now we've got to make our caps. I'm going to make the caps out of the same stuff, and basically I'm just going to take and trim that off to about to 1/2 inch so it fits down in there. And I haven't decided if I want to do an O-ring on it. We may do an O-ring on it. That way it's the same size as this. I don't know, I may do aluminum. Simply because I have more of that left. This is all I have left, and I don't want to use all my brass, 5/8 brass. So that's all I got left for something else. So I did make a mistake on the other two. I made 4 of them. These are really loose fitting, so it's a good possibility that I can use these for the smaller ones. Just have to rechuck them up and turn them, and hopefully I get it right this time to do the tailstock and the lead screw. Alright, well, we went ahead and decided to go ahead and use the brass, so we're going to make us a brass cap to put on that. So we'll get started. And there we have it. All I gotta do is cut that nipple off, kind of round that off a little bit. I'll chuck it back up and do that, and we'll be done with it. So there's the cap. And that will slide. Let me see if I can do this without moving you guys so damn fast and making you dizzy. You just take that, lay it on there just like that, and it just sits there. I don't want it to be airtight, because we want some kind of air to go down through there so that it will let the oil gravity feed. So there you have the Bison oilers. All I got to do is lift it off, put some oil down in it, and put the cap back on it, and it's done. So, hope you guys like this. So now, guys, that concludes this video of the Bison's oilers for the Grizzly lathe. So basically you have the oiler and you got the cap. So it sits on there just like that. And tell me what you think, guys. Been wanting to do that for a long time. Been kicking it around in my mind how I wanted to do it. So I ended up having to order the brass, and I just basically used just about all my brass, or 5/8 brass anyway. I guess I'm going to have to get some more 5/8 brass. we might go a smaller oiler. I've got a 1/2 inch brass stock. I might go 1/2 inch on the smaller ones for the tailstock and the end of the lead screw. So I hope that helps somebody else know how to just know another route to take on making oilers for anything. I mean, you can do it for a lathe, a milling machine, pretty much any tool that has that kind of oiler on it. So anyway, you guys have a good one, and subscribe, like. Be careful of them comments, because I'm really touchy. I'm sure a few people have done figured that out. So I'm just not one of them guys that, you know, I don't like to deal with a bunch of people that don't think before they speak. And yes, I've done it myself many a times. We're not all infallible. We all have our mistakes, and we all have our bads. I'm going to quit this video before I say something wrong. You guys have a good one. Later.